Welcome to Gayatri's Cook Spot. I am Gayatri Kumar and today I'll show you how to make kara buns which we get in Iyengar bakeries. So these are savory buns and are very easy to make. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment and share. The ingredient list is given in the description box below. So if you're following the recipe, please take a look at that. First, let us take all the spices: onion, green chilies, coriander leaves, mint leaves, and garlic cloves. You can also add fennel seeds or cumin seeds to it. Just take everything in a processor or a chopper, or you can even grate all these garlic and all, and then you can grind the onion and the other spices in your mixer. I'm just using my chopper attachment. Don't add any water to it, just blend it and make it finely chopped. Now keep this aside and let us mix the flour, dry ingredients. Take 225 grams of maida or 1 and 3/4 cups of maida. This is a 200 ml cup I am giving you. And then 1 teaspoon of instant yeast and 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar and 2 tablespoons of milk powder. If you don't have milk powder, you can just skip adding it, but milk powder gives you a kind of richness to the finished buns. Mix everything together and then we will add the chopped spices we have, right? We'll add that to the dry ingredients. You can also add ginger, like whatever spices you like, you can add to the mix. Now mix everything well. And to bind the dough, you can either use milk or you can use water. I'll be using milk because milk gives richness in the buns, final buns. So I usually use milk for my bread recipes. But it's not like that. If you want a vegan version, you can go for any kind of nut milk or just water itself is enough. So I'm adding 100 milliliter of milk, and bring everything together. So if there is dry ingredients left out, you need to add more milk, maybe 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of milk. But be very careful because the spices we have added, they also give some liquid to the recipe. So you need to be very careful while adding the liquid. As you can see, I have still left dry ingredients, so I'm just adding 1 tablespoon of milk extra, but even that addition made the dough very thin. So be very careful while adding milk. So now all the ingredients have come together, and now we'll add either melted butter or ghee, 2 tablespoons. I'm adding ghee here, but you can also add melted butter or you can add oil, coconut oil or any kind of neutral oil or even olive oil. Now we need to knead the dough for 10 minutes. If you see the dough, it's actually slightly thinner than the normal bread dough, so it's really tough to handle it. If you are a beginner, add some flour extra and bring it to the correct consistency. But if you have baked bread before, don't add any kind of flour here. I'll show you how to knead the dough which is very thin. We have some techniques to knead high hydration dough. So for that, I'll show you how to do that. As you can see, it's so sticky. So you need a dough scraper to help you with removing all those stuck dough to the counter. Now you can see how I'm kneading it. It's called as Rhubarb method. This is usually used to knead high hydration dough or whole wheat flour dough and all. And another one is the slap and fold method. So you can alternate between these two, rebound and slap and fold method, and you need to knead the dough for 10 minutes so that the gluten is nicely developed and your bread is really good. So this is the slap and fold method. So both of these work good for those very sticky dough. Now you need to take a bowl, slightly apply oil in it, and place the dough inside, cover it with cling film, and we are going to allow the dough to double in volume. So that the time taken to double it depends upon the climatic condition of your place. So if the weather is very hot, it will take 45 minutes to 1 hour. But if it's a cold weather, it's going to take more than that, maybe 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So you need to wait until the dough doubles in volume. So don't watch the clock, but watch the size of your dough. So once it's double in volume, take it onto the counter. Let us dust the counter with a little bit flour because our dough is very sticky and it's tough to handle. Dust your counter with flour and then take the dough onto the counter, and again add some more flour on top. We are not actually kneading the dough with extra flour, but we are just applying it on top of the dough so that it doesn't stick to the finger or to the counter. The dough is really soft, super soft. It's like a feather to touch. Use your dough scraper to help bringing it together. Now we're going to divide this dough into 8 equal portions. So the amount I have given, it's 225 grams of flour. It will make 8 kara buns. But you can also make it larger buns or still smaller buns. On the dividing of the dough, you can actually vary it according to the size you need. So now I'm just the regular buns, I'm just doing 8 portions. So once we have portioned out the dough, we are just going to shape them into nice small rounds. Just bring everything under the ball, like you need to make it a ball with a nice smooth top, and all the creases they go to the bottom. So that way, like it's very easy to shape. Usually we roll it in the counter, but as the dough is slightly tacky to handle, I'm just doing this kind of shaping. Make sure all the crease lines go to the bottom of the dough ball because we don't want any cracks on top of our buns. And once the shaping is done, just arrange them on a nicely greased baking tray. Just leave a minimum 2 inches gap between the buns because they are going to grow into double the size while you're baking it. So once you have arranged the buns, you just cover it with one cotton cloth or something and set it aside for 15 to 25 minutes. At the same time, you need to preheat your oven also to 200 degrees centigrade. And now we'll apply some milk wash on top of all the buns, and we will add sesame seeds. So sesame seeds, it's optional, but you know what? These kind of buns with sesame seed, they really look beautiful, and even to eat also, the sesame adds a nice flavor to the buns. And the milk wash, it actually gives a really nice color to your final buns. So sprinkle white sesame seeds or even black sesame seeds. If you like it, you just add black sesame seeds. Black sesame is more flavorful than your white sesame. So once this thing is done, we are just going to take it to the preheated oven and bake it for 20 minutes. We are going to bake it in the middle rack of our oven, and an OTG, if you are using a OTG, switch on both filaments, the top and the bottom, and 200 degrees centigrade. After baking it for 20 minutes, take it out and set it on the counter. Look at the buns, they are nice and large, and they are actually very soft to touch. So before taking you need to immediately transfer the buns to a wire rack to avoid the condensation at the bottom of the buns. And you can also relish it warm or just piping hot, or you can even eat it at room temperature. You can see that the buns are so soft. Look at the texture, it's so good. So please try the recipe and share with me in the comments like how you liked it. Just share your feedback. Like this video, please share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel so that whenever I post new videos, you get it in your feed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.